Hello there. I hope you're having a good morning. I'm sitting here in my little, screened in front door porch thing. It's a really nice spot. I've kind of been looking around my home and property for different places to do these videos, and so I'm trying to mix it up a bit, and I'm liking this one right now. So I hope you're having a great morning. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition dietitian and attuned eating specialist, and we are going to talk about validation of experiences here because it's really important. I think a lot of times our clients are, especially with this 9 diet stuff, and especially as they get a little bit more educated around 9 diet stuff and health at every size, and they're kind of in this messy middle of learning about it and kind of expecting to be told not wanting to lose weight, or how do I work with my health when I have these certain feelings or thoughts, but aren't I supposed to be eating all the foods? It can get kind of confusing. So it's really important to validate what's people's experience, but also acknowledge what the costs are. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple examples. I'm going to give you 2 examples. One like a little medical nutrition one, and then maybe one a little broader, if that makes sense. And actually, I might do 3. We'll see how it goes. I often think about people who come to us who are in either body, aesthetic, sports, or careers. So actors, actresses, singers, stuff like that, or maybe our youngers who play sports, wrestling, gymnastics, swimming, and stuff like that. And so it's true, so this is what I said, how am I supposed to deal with the body stuff when, I'm constantly told that I should lose weight from other coaches or whatever. So I'm not going to go into how you're going to deal with that with coaches and parents and stuff, but it's just with the young person. It's true that in those fields, like acting and dancing, physical appearance is really highly regarded. And it's important, obviously, to validate that fact. And again, just repeating what I've already said, really critical to make clients understand that there's a cost to this reality. And what happens all the times is we overvaluate and overestimate the appearance because of sometimes even before they're in the sport or even before they're in the things like their own family dynamics and values. And so if you dig in a little bit deeper about the background of their history around, there's one thing to kind of grow up, and then there's another to grow up where it's trying to use your body to get things right, and to feel better about your whole self. It sometimes kind of replicates basic early family dynamics where you get maybe praised for your looks, and you can do anything you want, but they need to do it. They need to they're prescribed basically to do it their way. So these clients are going to be a lot more vulnerable to, as they grow up, to what the cultural prescription is as well. And so just kind of helping them see that of course you feel this way, and of course the realm you're in is reinforcing that. But what are the costs to your authenticity and your wholeness? I'll give you another example real quick, is that I actually have a client, and I'm going to switch around some of the behaviors, because I don't want it to be too identifying here, but, this client recently, this is not what happened, but I'm switching some behaviors. This client recently gave up purging and was purging multiple times a day. When I say gave up purging, she just made a really conscious effort to not. And we validated, hey, that was there for a reason that we unpacked around, seeking relief. And really, I'll go into in a second, there was something deeper to it. Maybe many other things deeper to it, but one we talked about. And validate, though, that, she's looking for relief from just overworking, trying to do everything right. And I said, yeah, okay, I believe you that you're totally getting relief. And I asked her some symptoms and what that felt like. And when you ask people the details of what's happening, they might say, oh, it feels great, or I feel happy. And really it's just less bad. And so we need to acknowledge that, is it relief Is it less bad? And she's like, well, less bad, but that's relieving. Okay, got it. And how long does the less bad relieving last? In 10, 15 minutes. And that's it. And then there's like this build up, this build up, this build up. So it's a temporary thing. And you all know this, but it's a temporary thing that you get to a place of, her real issue is, it's not that you don't need or deserve the relief. It's that it's an incomplete pause. It's an incomplete yield of being able to really say, I need a break. I want to slow down. I want to feel less. And what that would be for her, it's less pressure. But there's just so much kind of denial about some of that right now. We're not there yet, but there's denial of like the full impact of how her lifestyle is supporting the eating disorder to continue. So we're not there yet. That's a tough one, but we're working on it. So lastly, I'd like to put in the realm of like medical nutrition stuff. So let's say, again, you do have a client, and I'll share this example. And this is a long time ago client I had as well, is that we were pretty certain dairy was an issue for her. And she didn't tell me that. She's like, Tracy, I know it's the half a gallon of milk I drink a day. But she literally was having like sores and boils and a very strong like reaction, just not digesting, the lactase or I don't know what it was. It was the lactase issue, or if it was a lactose issue, or if it was a casein issue. I'm not sure what her body couldn't digest or tolerate, but regardless, she was having symptoms, gynecological symptoms and skin issues, and pretty clear about that. But the cost of letting it go for her at that moment was really much higher than some of those symptoms for her. Meaning this was a food that was her only piece of feeling like I can feel something internal that feels smooth and feels okay and not so rough and not so difficult. And I'm not going to unpack all the symbology underneath that with the food today. That will make this video an hour long. But I will say that you can guess that like there's some problematic caretaking going on, like I talked about earlier this week, is that the milk was a problematic caretaker of like there's some feeling good about it, but there's also a lot of damage being done. And so those are some things she was working on. I call it through the front door in therapy, in trauma therapy. But anyway, until she had more internal self-soothing and structure to not do that, we had to really work on acknowledge, like validating the truth. This was like felt caretaking to her, but acknowledge the cost is like all the skin stuff. And what was happening is that she was recognizing why it was still a thing. Like she needed to drink the milk in that amount to feel somewhat now falling apart. Being willing to acknowledge, hey, this is what we're doing. Can we do it without judgment? Can we do it without, can we do it in the most caretaking way as possible, in the way that you're trying to caretake yourself? So it's like these layers of acknowledging and not pretending like nothing is what it is. Looking for like, is there any other room? Is there more space or room for anything else right now? And if not, can we not judge it? And that's it. So I hope this video helps. It's being able to like, and then very broadly say with our clients, like, hey, of course, everybody who's watching live, thank you so much. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. So go back to the beginning, and I would love to hear questions and thoughts about this topic. It's complex, but it's sure fun, So lastly, what I'll say is that, of course, we have to look at the bigger picture on dynamics and values to understand the pursuit of maybe thoughts or behaviors or beliefs that do provide some short term, basically managing how we're doing, but long term also have cost. And then is that a match again for values or where they want to be moving forward to or whatever. So make sure you're doing that often in your sessions, because not every single session, but often enough so you can help them keep looking at things from a bird's eye view versus when they're very in the moment that feels like the truth, and it will never change, and can accelerate and exacerbate already standing maybe anxiety or on edgeness or hypervigilance or shutting down. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching live. I gotta hop off now, but please go back to the beginning of the video. Gave you some examples of how I see this play out in sessions, whether from a medical nutrition standpoint, behaviorally with overvaluation and estimation of kind of using the body as like where we stand in the world kind of stuff. The question always becomes like how to help our clients take a stand in integrity, and how do we not lose ourselves in the process of fitting into the larger world. And that's what our clients are all struggling with, and what we all struggle with really is trying to figure out like who we are, where we stand, and looking at everything we do. And this is something I was going to make a whole other video about, but I'm just going to mention it here now. What I'm noticing in all of our lives, not just our clients' lives, mine included, is that we often have lifestyles that are set up, not consciously, to deal with our adaptive strategies sometimes to like make things feel more okay. That's not necessarily bad if it's not causing you a lot of stress, angst, hardship, whatever. But if you feel trapped or stuck in like the way things are, there probably was an unconscious setup to kind of get here, because of just our family dynamic, growing up patterning. And that's going to show up through our clients' food and weight beliefs and behaviors as well. So just kind of, you don't always have to bring it all up at one fell swoop, but just kind of start to see how people's current struggles or lives with food and body often mirror something like, oh, this, how old is that? Or how familiar is this? Those are questions you could always ask. So, all right, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a terrific day, and would love to have more discussion with this topic. It's a fun one. So thanks so much. Bye.